a lot of the power game traditionally was kind of older white men, at least in my experience in Hollywood, right? And so, I wanted to like open the doors up and show everybody how the power game worked. And which shows, kind of affirms what I'm saying here today, or right now, is that among the first readers of the book, the ones who loved it the most, who gave it its kind of popularity, were hip hop artists and people in the
Yes.
African American community, because they had traditionally been locked out of the game of power. And people like 50 would tell me, I wrote a book with 50 Cent, would tell me later that
You don't call him 50, you call him 50. That's
I don't want to sound like a fake
It's pretty. That's
gangsta.
pretty whitey, Robert.
Yeah, I
Robert
know.
Greene.
I don't even call him curse. I just say 50, 50, whatever you want, right? I'm a
Right.
nerd. He knows it. I know it.
Yeah, I think as long as all the cards are on the table, it's fine.
Okay. Anyway, he said, he dealt crack on the streets of Southside Queens. He said, nothing prepared me for the music business. That was the most hardcore power games he'd ever seen. And the book, The 48 Laws of Power, really, really helped him navigate that world. So I think that kind of shows that's really the kind of the essence of the book. It's sort of a handbook for those who've never had power, how to deal with this kind of environment.
Yeah, rappers like Rick Ross do use your material and love it. I interviewed him a few weeks ago.
He's pretty amazing.
He's really smarter than I would have kind of expected just based on the music. I mean, not that you can really assess someone's intelligence, but I figured anybody focused on this is not really going to be thinking about, no, he's looking for chicken places to buy and looking for cars that are going to go up in value.
He's an entrepreneur of the highest order.
Really?
I'm going to be doing an event with him in December, I think.
Oh, really?
At TED, a live talk here in LA.
He mentioned your stuff in his newest book or on my show. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah. I heard your books are banned in prisons, and I remember writing you an email about this a long time ago. Are they banned or is it just popular?
Both.
Both.
It depends on the state, on the particular prison.
Okay.
So like the state of Utah, if I believe correct, has banned it.
Mm-hmm.
The state of Pennsylvania, I believe, has banned it.
Okay.
Certain states, I don't think like The Art of Seduction is banned because nobody in prison is going to be, I hope, is reading The Art of
you never
Seduction.
know.
You never know.
Yeah.
I hope not. But I believe the War Book and the Power Book are banned, right?
Yeah.
And and I've gotten a lot of emails from people in prison who said, Robert, thank you. This book has helped me. Because if you think about it, I mean, I'm saying Hollywood is bad. I'm saying the music business is bad. But imagine being in prison.
Yeah.
That makes Hollywood look like kindergarten, to be honest with you, right?
I would imagine it does. I don't have that much experience in prison.
That we know of.
Hollywood is, that I'm willing to talk about in public. Hollywood is bad. I'm not a movie star or anything like that. Well, I guess it's worse for people who aren't, right? I suppose if you have power and leverage, maybe it's great.
Yeah, but, in prison, all gloves are off. And it's not just violence. It's all kinds of weird mind games going on to kind of create a hierarchy. I'm the dominant person in this block, etc. And so people would write me saying, I was so confused, and people were, I just didn't know what to do or who was where, and the wardens were which side people were on. And your book really helped give me some clarity. And sometimes somebody would write and say, I didn't quite feel comfortable with this. I used your book to take over cell block A. Then, okay, I don't know about that. Well, maybe you did it to do something good. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But
the fact that they're writing you emails from prison, though, should tell you that they're not following all the rules, because I'm not sure how allowed that is.
Yeah. I think a lot of these people wrote to me after they got out of prison. That
makes sense.
Yeah. But, a lot of people in prison, so like the 50 had a 50 had an assistant. His name will come to me in a minute because I want to give him a shout out. He's a great guy. Anyway, he had been in prison for like 20 years. He was caught up in that New York law where if you had 3 drug offenses, you were put in prison. It was just ridiculous because he was like not a dealer or anything.
Yeah.
It was so unfair. And anyway, it was before my book came out, right? So he can't say, but he told me, what the kind of the life was like in prison. And he said that your book really described it. And he could understand why people would find it extremely helpful, because he was not the powerful person. He was kind of like this kind of small guy who was just sort of not used to that kind of environment. and it was extremely frightening.
Oh man, I can't even imagine.
So stay out of prison, will you?
Stay out of prison is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.